how are you? Hope you're well. So today I'm starting the reading vlog for the long-awaited Bride by Hazelwood. If you know me, if you watch my videos, you know that I am an Hazelwood stan. I love that woman. I love her books, and I've read every single one that she's published. I was originally going to read this as soon as it came out. However, I got scared because I realized, I knew what it was about the entire time, but I had a realization moment of oh, this is a vampire werewolf romance. It's a paranormal romance. Every time I pick up one of those, I absolutely despise it. I believe I said this in my Halloween video or maybe my October wrap up last year. It's one of those two. I'm thinking it's October wrap up. But I struggle with books about werewolves. The whole pack wolfy mindset thing is just weird to me, and especially Alpha was already kind of but I could deal with it, and then the whole Andrew Tate thing happened, and now I just I associate Alpha with cringy men, so it's not working for me. So I didn't read it immediately when it came out because I got very, very scared and kind of convinced that I wouldn't like it, and honestly briefly considered not reading it, but Hazelwood is my girl. I'm not going to do her like that. I'm going to read it. So I am here today to pick up Bride. I'm absolutely terrified. I genuinely think this might be the Hazelwood book that I don't like. And that's scary to me because every single book that I've read by her, I do like. One exception being Love on the Brain. And honestly, that one I reread. I forced myself to reread it, and I shouldn't have. And there were too many spicy scenes in my opinion. But genuinely, I think if I were to just give it a few more months and then pick it up again, I would like it because I loved it the first time around. I believe it was a 4.5 stars. So that's on me. And I will give Love on the Brain a redemption arc, and I'll probably show it to you guys to prove to myself that it was my fault. I'm terrified to read this. I genuinely am so scared that this is going to be the Hazelwood book that I loathe. All of her books I either love, like, or it's fine. I've never disliked a book by her, and I'm terrified that this is going to be the first one, but I want to at least give it a shot. I don't want to judge it without reading it. If I don't like it, then I'm probably not going to like it, let's be real. So yeah, I'm going to start it. And also, let me just say, one of the reasons I don't think I'm going to like it is because I heard one of the spicy scenes has I don't know what it is. I've literally never heard of it until I heard, I think, a TikTok or YouTube review of Bride. And it's something called knotting, which from what the TikTok YouTuber said, it gets stuck for baby making, and that No. So, I'm grossed out. You can tell. You can probably tell. I'm grossed out by this. I don't want to read that. And I heard that, and I knew it was werewolf, and I was like, oh, this is not for me then. So that's why I'm petrified. If I come across that scene, I'm probably gonna skip it. I'm not gonna review that part. I'm gonna skip it. So we will see. I'm terrified. Please wish me luck. I don't want to hate this, but I think I'm going to. So, yeah. Hi, so I'm back with a very belated update on how my Bride journey is going. So I'm about 68% of the way through, which is around 260-ish pages in. I don't fully remember where I'm at. Everything I just said in the intro, discard it. Discard it, because Hazelwood does not disappoint, and how dare I think that she would disappoint me. Criminal on my part. I deserve jail time for thinking that Hazelwood would disappoint me. Somehow, I absolutely love this book so much. It's so fun. I love the paranormal romance. The whole werewolf alpha situation isn't done cringily. She has made it in such a way that it doesn't feel weird. And I think that's because the main character like kind of makes fun of him a little bit for it. She always calls him Alpha, like very sarcastically. So like, I'm not grossed out, I'm not weirded out, I'm not annoyed. It's very quirky, as all her books are, but again, it's done so well. And I don't know what kind of crack she puts into her books, but there's just something about it that makes me so happy. And genuinely, like, I was telling my boyfriend this the other day when I was reading, Ali Hazelwood took the Wattpad stories that I was reading as like a little youngin' and was like, I'm gonna write these, but for her now. Like, that's what she does. She takes everything I was reading as a 13-year-old and writes them for me now. And I love it so much because genuinely all of her books give me that feeling that I felt reading Wattpad, where you're kind of just like a little bit obsessed and you can just, it's so simplistic, but you picture it in your brain perfectly. It's fantastic. And let me tell you, as a little 13-year-old, it was not hard to become obsessed with anything. Like, when I entered my emo phase at like 14, I think, I decided my favorite band before I heard their music, and I just like fell in love with them. Like, it was that easy for me. Like, I looked at Black Veil Brides and went, yes. I looked at Andy Biersack and went, yes. And then I heard their music and I was like, yes. So it wasn't difficult for me to become obsessed at all, whereas as an adult it is hard for me to like latch onto things the way I did to ACOTAR, the way I did to Once Upon a Broken Heart, the way I do to Ali Hazelwood. Which, that's the weird thing, none of her books are favorites in like that top category. Review back to my tier ranking video if you're confused on what I'm talking about, but they're always a good time. I'm always obsessed as I'm reading them. They never disappoint. It's just chef's kiss. I'm so in love with this book. It's so much fun. I need a physical copy or an ebook copy. I borrowed it from my library. I regret that. I wish I bought it. Not even physically, just ebook. I'm trying to be okay with ebooks. I'm trying to limit my physical to fantasy only, and then Emily Henry books, and then I'm still considering Ali Hazelwood just like a little bit. But for mystery thrillers and contemporary romances, I'm trying really hard to like limit that to ebook because I'm running out of bookshelf space and I need a new bookshelf, but I don't have space for a new bookshelf. But anyway, I genuinely, really love this book so far. It is so much fun. I borrowed both the audio and the ebook. I'm currently reading the ebook. I might just listen to it after I'm done reading the ebook, and if I have enough time on my hold, I genuinely might just reread it. I'm really loving it. Ignore everything she said to you because she's wrong and stupid and deserves jail time because she doubted Ali Hazelwood, and we don't do that here. If you doubt Ali Hazelwood, no, we don't doubt Ali Hazelwood in this household. But yeah, I'll check in once I'm done because since I'm 68% of the way through and this is a spoiler-free review thing, there's really not much I can say about the actual plot. Their romance has started romancing. They're a cute couple. I do wish at the beginning there was a bit more of them enemying or clicking, like one of the two. Like the first little bit felt a bit lackluster, but now that they're kind of coupling a little bit, it's okay. None of that knotting stuff has happened yet, thank God. I'm still petrified for that. But we'll see. I'm liking it. So I'll be back once I finished. And hopefully this is the review. Happiness, greatness, stars upon stars upon stars, and I'm back and I finished Bride. So I actually did finish it a little bit ago, and I don't remember the last thing that I said, but I ended up giving it a 3.75, and I actually ended up enjoying this book a lot more than I thought I would, which was a really nice surprise. I really enjoyed Lo and Misery as individual characters, and then I enjoyed them as a couple. And then I also really enjoyed Misery's relationship with Anna. I thought it was really cute and like well portrayed. One thing about the romance though is I felt it was kind of just lacking a little bit. It was a good romance, however, there was kind of like a mystery that took the forefront of this book, and the mystery was interesting. However, with the mystery and then the massive amounts of spice, because this is a spicy book, with the mystery and the massive amounts of spice that takes place in this book, I felt like the actual romantic development between the characters that wasn't spice related was lacking a little bit. I would have loved to see them just emotionally connect a little bit more and see them just talk a bit more, I guess you could say. So the book did, from like, I think it was maybe like the 50 to 70% mark, start to feel a little bit dragged out, maybe even 80%. Not so much so to the point that I didn't want to read it anymore, but just so much so to the point that I was kind of like, okay, can we just get somewhere, please? Because all they're doing is it, and she's thinking about the mystery. So it was a bit dragged on, which was a disappointment, but overall it didn't influence the book too badly. I was originally going to give it 4 stars, maybe even 4.5, but the dragging on took away that 0.5, and then the rest that took away the rest of the stars. I'll get there. That being said, again, lots and lots and lots of spice. Like in this book, I think it starts maybe at the 40-ish% mark or so. A lot of spice. I think this might be her spiciest book. The only other one that I remember having a lot of spice was Love on the Brain, and then I think this one has more than that. So that's just something to consider going into. But as far as the knotting goes, because I did talk about that earlier in this video, I thought I got lucky, you know, because it was spice scene after spice scene after spice scene that didn't mention it at all. So it's like, oh, maybe people were being a bit dramatic, you know, maybe it's not that big of a thing. Maybe I don't have to go through the torture of reading that scene. No, it's there. I won't say where it is since this is spoiler free. I don't want to spoil it for anybody. You all can read it too, so we can suffer together, you know? Misery loves company. The feeling, not her. But that scene is there, unfortunately. I don't even think I can say I skimmed it. I think I read maybe like 2 words a page just to see if it's still a thing. It was worse than what I thought it would be, and I already thought it was going to be 10 out of 10 awful to read, and somehow managed to go up to a 15 out of 10. I love Ali Hazelwood. I support Ali Hazelwood. You know, I've been here since book 1, and I'll be here until her final book, or until the day I die. Whichever comes first. But she deserves jail time for writing that knotting scene. That was the worst thing I think I've ever read. Ever. If I ever reread this book, I will be skipping that entire chapter and just moving on straight to the next one, because if you like it, no shame. You know, to each their own. So if you read the knotting scene and thought it was good, I don't know, good, you liked it, interest you, whatever, good for you. I'm happy you enjoyed that scene. I didn't. I did not. I never will. I thought it was really weird and gross. And jail time. Actual jail time for writing that scene. And I'm her #1 defender, so that says a lot that even I cannot defend that scene. So no shame if you like it, but that was one of the worst things I've ever read in my entire life, so. But let's not talk about that anymore, because I want to remember this book positively, and that's not going to happen if I keep talking about that. So I'm not going to say what happens, but in the epilogue, the way that it's written, it does sound like there could be kind of like a spin-off sequel about different characters, and I would be very down for that. I think that would be very fun if Ali chooses to continue this series. I think I would definitely keep up with it, enjoy it. It would be fun and great, so that would be very fun. However, it's not definite. It's kind of like inferred, where it's kind of like it could be, but it couldn't be. You know what I mean? So there could be a sequel, very possibly, maybe. That's just my opinion though. I haven't heard anyone else talk about it. But if there is a sequel, I think it'd be fun. No more knotting. Please, Ali. Please. If you are watching this, I know you're not, but if you are, please do not do that again to us. Please. So 3.75, it would have been like a 4.5, and then that happened, and rightfully I couldn't give it any more than what I did, but I loved it so much I couldn't give it any less either. I'm very happy with my rating. 3.75 feels very accurate. It feels a little low because of how much I did enjoy it, especially for the fact that it is a vampire werewolf romance, which I have stated many times I can't read and take seriously anymore, but this one I could. So do I recommend this book? Yes, but when you get to the nossing scene, you know, don't be shy. Skip it. Or read it and suffer with me. If you're one of the girlies and you love girls, read it so we can all suffer together. Jokes aside, I recommend skimming that chapter. If you read this book, let me know what you thought of it. Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Do you think there might be a sequel, or do you think I'm just being stupid by thinking that that's a possibility? If you like me or my videos, I would really appreciate a like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like it. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.